Hello friends, today we will discuss dural folds. As you know, the brain is covered by three meninges from outside inward. First is a dura mater. This is the dura mater. Next to this there is a arachnoid mater, and the deepest layer is pia mater, which covers the brain closely. Okay, the dura mater is the toughest layer, and dura mater itself divides into another two layer. Outermost is endosteal layer, which forms the endocranium of skull, and inner is a meningeal layer, which encloses the brain as well as it itself enfold and forms different dural venous sinuses, and continues inferiorly as a spinal dura. Okay, now the meningeal layer enfold and forms four dural folds. First is a falx cerebri. This is falx cerebri. Next to this is a falx. Next to this is a tentorium cerebelli. This is tentorium cerebelli, and after that there is a small fold of dura mater. You can see here. This is here. This is the falx cerebelli, and fourth is diaphragma celli. One by one we will discuss. First fold, that is a falx cerebri. Falx cerebri, it looks like a large sickle shaped structure. Okay, it has its upper margin, lower margin or upper border and lower border, anterior end and posterior end, and two surfaces, two lateral surfaces. One is on this side and another is on the opposite side. So one by one we will discuss. First of all, its anterior end of falx cerebri attached on crista galli. You can see in this skull, it is attached on crista galli and frontal crest. Anterior end of falx cerebri attached on crista galli and frontal crest, and goes upward and backward. Okay, now it goes upward and backward. The posterior end, you can see here, the posterior end of falx cerebri attached on upper surface of tentorium cerebelli. This is tentorium cerebelli. This is the upper surface of tentorium cerebelli. So the posterior end of falx cerebri attached on upper surface of tentorium cerebelli. Okay, now its upper margin, you can see this is upper margin. Upper margin takes attachment on the inner part of the calvaria, on the median plane. Okay, it takes attachment on the inner part of the calvaria, or you can say roof of the calvaria, this part. Okay, here the endosteal as well as meningeal layer of dura mater both are present. Now on its now same time, this upper margin contains a dural venous sinus, that is a superior sagittal sinus, one of the unpaired sinus, that is a superior sagittal sinus. The inferior margin, you can see the inferior margin, this is free margin, this is free margin, this inferior margin is free. This inferior margin is free, and it is embedded in the median longitudinal fissure, which is present in between the two cerebral hemisphere. This is embedded in that medial longitudinal fissure, which is present in between the two cerebral hemisphere. Now two surfaces, one is this side and one is on the other side. These two surfaces they are present on the medial surface of cerebral hemisphere. These two surfaces of the falx cerebri present on the medial surface of cerebral hemisphere, and the inferior free margin also has a important dural venous sinus, that is inferior sagittal sinus. Okay, now posteriorly the inferior sagittal sinus continues as a straight sinus. So the falx cerebri has three sinuses: superior sagittal sinus, inferior sagittal sinus, and posteriorly inferior sagittal sinus continues as straight sinus. Now come to the falx cerebelli. No, not falx cerebelli, tentorium cerebelli. Okay. Second is for tentorium cerebelli. We will discuss tentorium cerebelli. You can see. Okay. Now you can see here. See, this is tentorium cerebelli. This whole thing is tentorium cerebelli. I am just adjusting the video. Okay, now this is tentorium cerebelli. This is the U-shaped free margin. The free margin attached on the anterior clinoid process. You can see in this skull, this is a anterior clinoid process. Here the two free margins attached. The attached margin of tentorium cerebelli posterolaterally here and here. The attached margin of tentorium cerebelli takes attachment on, I will show you in the skull, takes attachment on lips of the transverse sulcus on either side, then superior border of petrous part of temporal bone. Okay, so here it encloses the posterior cranial fossa like a tent. That's why it is known as tentorium cerebelli. And this tentorium cerebelli divides the posterior cranial fossa into two parts like this. Below to this infratentorial fossa and upper or infratemporal compartment, and above to this, that is a supratentorial compartment, infratentorial compartment and supratentorial compartment. In the infratentorial compartment there is a cerebellum, and on the supratentorial compartment there is a occipital lobe of cerebral hemisphere rests. Okay, now posteriorly the falx cerebri as well as tentorium cerebelli both are attached on the internal occipital protuberance. This is the internal occipital protuberance. Okay, from here inferiorly there is a occipital crest. On this occipital crest there is another small sickle shaped fold of dura mater is present, that is known as falx cerebelli. Posteriorly it attached on the this occipital crest and having a occipital sinus, and anteriorly this dipped inside the posterior cerebellar notch. Okay, I will show you in this. You can see this is the small sickle shaped structure here. You can see here, this is a small sickle shaped structure. Posteriorly it attached on the occipital crest, and anteriorly it is dipped inside the posterior cerebellar notch. Okay, and this falx cerebelli has a occipital sinus. So at the level of internal occipital crest, there is a confluences of sinuses there. Superior sagittal sinus, inferior sagittal sinus, which continues as a straight sinus, both the transverse sinus, and from inferior side there is a occipital sinus. They all are present at this level, that is a internal occipital crest, that is a confluence of area of the confluences of sinuses. Now the tentorium cerebelli has two sinuses. There is a superior petrosal sinus here, and on either side there is a transverse sinus. Superior petrosal sinus, transverse sinus, transverse sinus, superior petrosal sinus. Okay, and the attached margin and free, between the attached margin and free margin there is a crossover at the apex of petrous part of temporal bone. Here the free margin which attached on the anterior clinoid process and the attached margin which attached on the posterior clinoid process and the superior border of petrous part of temporal bone, they cross each other, and here there is a recess formed. From this recess, third and fourth cranial nerve passes. Okay, one more thing is there. On the anterior surface of petrous part of temporal bone, there is a trigeminal impression. Here there is a recess is formed, that is another recess that is formed by the dura, and in this recess, in this impression, there is a trigeminal ganglion rests. Okay, now the last one is not seen in this dural folds. I will show you in skull. Here, somewhere here, this is the sella turcica. Okay, pituitary fossa or sella turcica. The fourth fold, that is known as the diaphragma scelli. Diaphragma scelli anteriorly attached on the tuberculum scelli, posteriorly it attached on the dorsum scelli, and anterior and posterior attachment, between the anterior and posterior attachment there is a gap, or there is a space. From that space the pituitary stalk of pituitary gland comes outside. So there are four dural folds are there. One is falx cerebri, which takes attachment on the crista galli and frontal crest. That large sickle shaped structure goes upward and backward, goes here. Here it continues as a upper surface of tentorium cerebelli, and posteriorly it attached on the internal occipital crest. Okay, now come to the tentorium cerebelli. It divides the posterior cranial fossa into two, supratentorial or infratentorial part. In the infratentorial part there is a cerebellum. In the supratentorial part there is a occipital lobe of cerebral hemisphere. Here at the lips of transverse sinus, groove for the transverse sinus, and at the superior border of the petrous part of temporal bone, there is a, on either side there is a attachment of attached margin, while its U-shape free anterior margin that takes attachment on the anterior clinoid process here. Okay, so this is the tentorium cerebelli. Inferior to the tentorium cerebelli there is a falx cerebelli. Posteriorly it attached on the occipital crest, and anteriorly it is goes inside to the posterior cerebellar notch. Okay, like the inferior border of the falx cerebri goes inside the median longitudinal fissure that is present between the two cerebral hemisphere. Okay, this is all about the dural folds. Thank you.